Hi everybody, this is Gary Patterson and we are back again to give our staff and community an update on our most recent school board meeting, which was last night, Monday evening, the 18th of September. And so let me just go over a few of the items that were on our board agenda that might be of some interest to you. First of all, at 5:45 we had a public hearing on our first report. That's FIRST, which stands for the Financial Integrity Rating System of Texas. It's one of the mechanisms that the state of Texas uses to continue to evaluate the way we run the finances, the financial end of our district, our business office, our expenditures, how much money we have, our investments, and so forth. So each year the state of Texas issues a rating for our first report, and I'm glad to say that we improved by quite a bit this year on our financial rating system. We scored 88, which is above the standard, and 2 points away from a 90, which would have been a superior rating. And the only reason that we failed to get a superior rating is because the state rates how much cash you have in reserve, and you must have quite a lot of money in reserve to get that A rating on that. So we did not have as much money in reserve as it took to get those 2 extra points. But we're very proud of our business and finance department. Ms. Bindley, Pam Bindley, as you know, has come on as our CFO. That was a very smooth transition, and they're doing a good job in there, a great job in there, and we want to thank them for all their hard work and for the good rating on our first program. There were several other items of interest that the superintendent's reports to the board had with them, and the first that we went over with the board was every year there is a TASB, which is the administrator and school board organizations, have a midwinter conference. It's always a very well-attended conference after a legislative session. So with all the legislative sessions, all the changes in the legislature, the funding issues just being so unsettled, that we will be traveling, some of us will be traveling to that convention next and start seeing what our options are with the special session of the legislature coming up. So it's always good for our board members to get continued training, and so our board will be going up and attending the conference, getting their required training, and seeing what we can do possibly about the financial situation with our legislature. Also, I have some news on the groundbreaking for our new school. The foundation that is operating the new school, the Moving Forward Foundation, has scheduled our groundbreaking for October 28th. That's a Saturday at 10 a.m. And so you will be seeing more of that on our website. We'll get some invitations out via email. So if you can and you'd like to come to the groundbreaking ceremony for the new school, should be fun. HEB will be coordinating that event with Ms. Espinosa out of our office. And so again, that'll be 10 a.m. on Saturday, October 28th, and we'll look forward to that. We've waited a long time to actually stick a shovel in the ground, so we're excited about the groundbreaking and getting that construction project going. Also, on the superintendent search front, just want to give you a quick update. Dr. Brian Woods and Mr. Alex Flores from the Region 20 Service Center were out this week visiting with administrators, staff, teachers, getting input on helping build a profile for what the district would like to see in their next superintendent. From the community standpoint, I want to thank everybody that's taken a few minutes to fill out our survey. We really had good numbers, very good participation in our community survey for those questions asking about a new superintendent. So thank you very much, and that process is moving along. The applications will close about mid-October, and then the board will meet to take next steps. So thank you again for your input in this important step as the district moves forward into its future with the next superintendent. Also, I may have talked to you last week about the last big piece in our safety program as far as construction and adding safety equipment is our secure vestibules that'll be on each campus. Now, I've talked to you a little bit about vestibules before, but that's a single entry to a school which will have 2 sets of secure doors, extra cameras, audio, visual displays, buzz-in for the doors, first set of doors, and just a bulletproof, bullet-resistant glass, steel doors, just to make it more secure for anybody coming into our building at any time. So that construction on all of our campuses will begin sometime later this fall, and we'll look forward to getting those vestibules built and in place. Also, I'd like to give you a quick update on our attendance and our enrollment numbers. Our enrollment numbers were up just a little bit over 4,000, which is good. We picked up a few kids since school started and after Labor Day. But our attendance has slipped a little below 90%. Our attendance as of last Friday was 89.2%. Parents and guardians, we really need your help on this. That's too low. Anything out of the 90s is too low to be acceptable for our attendance rate, and attendance is an issue where our parents and our school must really work together. If we can help in any way, if it's illness, or if it's mental health, or it's transportation, if you'll reach out to your school, we will make sure that we do everything we can to help you in that endeavor to get our kids to school. We'd really like to see that attendance rate up to 92, 93, or 94%, to get those students in school so they can learn and move forward with their classmates. So we appreciate all your efforts there, and again, let us know if there's anything that we can do to help you there. Also, on the superintendent, before I leave the superintendent search, on our website you can find some information. There's a link there that'll talk about the timeline for interviews and hiring, and if there's any changes to that, we'll make those changes to the timeline and then repost it on the website. So if you're interested in keeping up with that. The last issue I want to talk to you about is mental health for our staff. Last year, you know that we had struggles in some areas with our trauma and our mental health with our adults and students all across our district and our community for that matter. And the board was able to give 2 days last spring to teachers to take at their discretion if they needed a break. We went over that last night at the board meeting. I think the district, as an outsider coming into the district, I feel very good about what the district has done in trying to set aside some more days for staff to have off. The state and local district give 5 days each for 10 days to each staff member each year. We allotted the 2 extra days last year, along with our fall break and our Thanksgiving break and our Christmas break and our winter break and our spring break. We've scheduled times throughout the year to give our staff some downtime during these really most stressful times. So last night at the board meeting, the board voted unanimously to allot 2 additional days to our staff once again this year. We appreciate that. We never think it's enough. When we allot extra days, not everybody understands, unless you keep up with it all the time, is that our teachers are on a 187-day contract, and there's a certain number of days that you have to be in attendance for. The students have to be in class, and I think that's 177 days. So we could, to add any days off to our calendar, we would have to push the end date out in May, and we're trying real hard to wrap up our school year before the date of the tragedy here, and so we want to get our school finished by then. So extending the year for any more days was not really an option the board wanted to consider, but we did want to do something for the teachers. And even though we're running a deficit budget this year and these days are expensive, we knew that our teachers came first, and so that's why the board decided to allot 2 extra days for just time for our teachers to regroup if they need it, and all staff to regroup if they need it. So we wish it could be more. That was stated by several board members. Wish it could be more, but it's just difficult circumstances. Our academic achievement levels need some attention as well. And whenever teachers are out of the classroom, then that suffers, and you have to take that into consideration as well. So a lot of factors go into it. And so I think the district's trying very hard to do everything they can to make sure that the mental health needs are met for our staff and our students. Want to encourage you, if you have any questions about that, or you know anybody that might need somebody to talk to, there are many, many resources that the district has available, both on campus and off campus, to help in this area. And so if you know somebody and you feel, if you'll just reach out to our counseling department, Nikki Henderson here at the central office, or reach out to your campus and just let them know, and they'll direct you to the right person to get in touch, to somebody to reach out and help if you know of somebody in that area. Because the second year from a tragedy like this still bears a lot of weight and burden on a lot of people. And so we just need to make sure that we have the resources available and keep an eye on our folks. So our volleyball and band and football seasons are well underway by now. And it's really good to see all those student groups in action at junior high and high school. A lot of activities ramping up as we already get close to October. So that about wraps it up for a board meeting. It was mostly business, and we got through in a efficient amount of time and got everybody home before dark. So that was nice last night. The board meeting was well attended, and we got our business done and did some, what I hope will be some beneficial things to our staff. So we'll be back in a few days, and we'll be back on the student trail, and we'll find a campus to highlight and some activities to show you, and have some more news for you next week. And finally, I want to say thanks to everybody who tunes in to the videos. Believe it or not, I'm a little surprised at the numbers of people that watch and tune in to gather information about the school. So anything that we can do along those lines, we really appreciate you tuning in. I want to give a shout out to my friend in Kilgore, Texas, Janie Terrell, who recently I was able to see, and Kilgore's a long way away, and she said she watched these videos. So Janie, thanks for tuning in. Hope all is well, and we'll be back in a few days with some more news about our school district. Thanks for watching.